This video is a hard one to do, but I thought I could bring myself to do it if I just stick to my strengths and, talk as my usual frantically frustrated self. And just to quell any perceived malintent or, whatever, I'd like to just say, rest in peace, Halyna Hutchins, and let us remember Brandon Lee. I have a hard time bringing myself to produce any videos, honestly. I always think about everything forever and end up not doing it, but what really pushed me over the edge to do this is actually this that you see on screen right now. This is a post from someone in the crew of Russ. This is from Therese Magpale Davis. I'm so sick of this narrative. I worked on this movie, the story being spun of us being overworked and surrounded by unsafe, chaotic conditions is bullshit. We never worked more than a 12.5-hour shoot day. That was once. Most days were under 12. The day Halyna died, we had come off a 12-hour turnaround after an 11-hour shoot day. This is what really pushed me over the edge, and the reason it pushed me over the edge is because it's complete bullshit. It's so much bullshit to deny any unsafe conditions on a set where someone died. That's almost like,
Before Obama came along, we didn't have any successful radical Islamic terrorist attack in the United States.
There's another one. Another plane just hit. Right? Oh my God! Another plane has just hit. It hit another building.
Oh, is that too rough of a comparison? Well, it must be rough to be this goddamn stupid to post that a set was working in safe conditions when someone is fucking dead. For as long as real weapons are used on a movie set, there will exist a chance and an undeniable danger that someone will get hurt from just the nature of the regular mechanisms of any real firearm, even if there are blanks, as well as the danger of having real ammunition slip onto the set and accidentally being used. There will always be that danger for as long as you use real firearms on any set. This is how good our special effects technology is.
Look, chocolate. You like chocolate?
This is not a Nestle wrapper. This was originally a Hershey's chocolate bar that they changed in post-production months after shooting because they didn't get the rights to use Hershey's. That's how good our special effects are. Why am I using a Hershey's wrapper being turned into a Nestle wrapper as an example for, guns on set? Well, let me show you something. There it is. This dude is holding, literally, not even a gun. It's like a handle with two tubes screwed and painted on. He doesn't have a gun in his hand at all. You literally don't even need to have anything that even looks like a gun on set. And now you say, well, that's Disney and Sony money. That's Warner Brothers and Peter Jackson money. They can spend $1 million per shot. What about a low budget film? Rust, it was going to be $9 million total. They can't do that. Well, let me show you something that I noticed even the first time watching it when I was 19. This guy comes into frame, points his gun. Actually, in the first shot, it's even off screen a little bit. But the rest, it's just a guy off screen, literally turning a light on and off. Christopher Nolan just had some guy put up some strobes and literally just fucking on command turn lights on and off or just fucking turn off the strobe light. It's so simple, and I remember seeing this when I was 19 when it first came out. And even I noticed how simple and how great of an idea that was. The music, the sound, the edit, the lighting, and when Batman's coming up to him, it's all just to create an effect. And there's no need to actually have a real gun firing in that moment at all. In this freeze frame, you can even tell that the light, it's actually not even coming from his gun. It's coming from off screen. It's the easiest low budget effect you could possibly do, and it's on set, in camera. These are the world's highest paid creative professionals on any given movie set, okay? I don't care if it's a high budget or low budget, you're literally being paid to think of these things on the day, on the spot, or in pre-production, you plan it out. You know what shots you need, you know the script, you are being paid to be a creative individual and think of these ideas. One reason that people keep bringing up about using blanks is the sound. You can't even use the sound. All of that sound is replaced in post. You have actors coming into a studio, re-recording their lines for the entire film months later. Like, none of that sound is ever actually used. It's used for timing and, to play back to the actors and that type of thing to match it as well as possible. In very few instances is that sound ever even used. Let's go over this. You can't use on-set audio of a gun, so it's replaced with sound effects in post-production. The visual requirements to trick an audience into thinking that a gun is firing is so minimal that Christopher Nolan had a guy point a gun and a lighting grip flash a light on and off. Airsoft guns are so easy to manipulate that homemade film creators have modified the magazines so that they can fire weapons with blowback and not have any projectiles in them.
This is a gas blowback gun, so that when you charge it with green gas and you pull the trigger, the slide goes back and forth. When you are out of ammunition and you fire it, the slide will stay back, like so, telling you that you're out of ammo and you need to swap magazines. They have a little mechanism in the magazine that will, basically it's like a switch. It will pop up and tell the gun that, hey, you're empty, and to keep the slide back. What I had to do was I had to take that little mechanism out, which essentially was connected to the spring in the magazine. So once I did that, put in the modified magazine, it would continue to fire.
I personally didn't even know that that was a thing, to modify the actual magazine so that the slide didn't stay back without any ammo. So what we did is that this is the piece that stops the slide in the back position when you're out of ammo. Literally all we did is hold this little slide stop down with your thumb while you're gripping the airsoft gun. So you just hold it down, and without any ammunition, the slide at the top of the gun, it moves back and back forward into the regular position again. On the specific instance of Rust or on Western films, they don't have these types of guns, they have revolvers. Guess what? I don't care. Think of something else. You're telling me that there isn't some prop master somewhere that can think of how to use an airsoft revolver gun and have it actually revolve and look real on screen with just altering the gun itself, finding a way to use it without ammunition, or spending a little bit extra on special effects. You can do a lot with very little. Practical effects, special effects, anything, so that we don't have this danger and people can stop dying. I have no idea why people think that it's still necessary to use real firearms. Can't use the sound, the visual requirements are minimal, and there are ways to go around using them. There's no reason for anyone to die because of what? I don't even know what I'm arguing against. What's the reason for using them? 2 people that we know of in the modern era of filmmaking are dead for no reason. Stop using real firearms on film. People have died. This is death literally without reason.